Now, big picture, you might see that product management talks a lot about customer feedback, customer input. And you might already see this, but the importance of the customer feedback and input comes because of the nature of what product management is, which is solving problems. In order to solve a problem, you have to understand the problem. You have to understand what needs to be solved. Typically, if you're in product management, you might not always completely understand the problem. You might not have the problem yourself. And so you might be solving that problem for other people. Therefore, the full understanding of the problem typically cannot come from you because you're not that close to it. You don't experience it on a regular basis. But who does experience those problems on a regular basis? Whoever you're building the product for. And so the people you're building the product for are the people who have the problem that you're trying to solve for. Therefore, they typically will have a lot of insight and a lot of understanding of what the problem is. They will also know why it's a problem in the first place. Sometimes we can chase things that we think are problems, but the people we want to use it, they don't really perceive it as a problem, or they might not perceive it as a high a problem that's high priority enough that they're gonna do something to solve it. Like it might be a nuisance to them, but it's not that important that it gets addressed. So customer feedback, customer input helps you fully understand the problem. But now in order for you to fully understand that problem, you have to come in with the consciousness that you want to understand it completely. And so you have to come in with the curiosity to ask questions so that your customer can elaborate on the problem. You want to ask a lot of whys. You want to understand why it's a problem from their perspective. You want to understand what are their goals, because then typically a problem is a blocker to some type of end goal that they have. So maybe it stops them from achieving their end goal completely, or it just creates a friction in that process of completing their goals. And so anything that's preventing a goal typically is a high priority to be addressed. So you want to understand all of that, and the customer is where you're typically almost always going to get that information from.